Someone from your past is extremely embarrassed because you are doing so well. Was it really that bad with them? That's what they're asking. Was it really that bad? Did they really hold you back that much because you are glowing up? You're doing so much better. They feel like they gave you their all and they can't move on. And now they feel like they can't even text you. Like, did you not text back? Yeah, this person's really questioning themselves. Other people are talking to them about it, rubbing it in their face pretty much. This is the Messy Truth Oracle deck. And you do know who it is if it's for you. Someone came into your mind, possibly more than one person. But yeah, people are saying stuff like, look how well they're doing now that they left you, or you broke up. They may have been the one who broke up, who ended things, and they've got to deal with the consequences of that. If not that, there was just rejection of some sort. It seems like this person thought they gave you everything, and they accused you of being disrespectful or unappreciative, taking them for granted, and that's not what happened. Dreaming of you, healed, not hooked. You lost me. This is you. Moving on, healed. Detached from this person. See, that's how they thought they were going to be. That's how they felt until this happened, until people started telling them, hey, have you seen them lately? They're really upset about this. Dreaming of you, actually more like nightmares. I shouldn't say that. It's not a nightmare while it's going on. It's after they wake up. They're like, what? They hoped it was real. That's when the nightmare starts, more like a daymare. You lost me. See, okay, self-respect. See, that's the thing. I keep getting respect. Like this person didn't respect you. In fact, they didn't even know what you were capable of. You see, here's the thing. People in our lives, they don't realize that we have to live down to their level at times, to people please. And when we're away from them, things are much different. Like, they may have seen you at a time in your life when it just wasn't fair to judge you. Or, I mean, known you at that time. Like, you may have been going through something. You may not be the person you are now. We do go through things. People are like, people can't change. Well, sometimes we're not the real person that we should be when we're with certain people or going through stuff. Look, things happen. Trauma, temporary insanity. Especially if it was a time in your life where you were relying on substances and you got away from this person and you didn't need the substances anymore. Sometimes it is the situation. Broken trust, lies, cheating, promises shattered. Okay. That goes back to the respect I was talking about. They feel like you broke their trust in some way, like you were dishonest when you were with them. And that's why they ended it. At least that's how they perceived it. But I'm really getting the feeling that you were not fully yourself with this person. And not because you couldn't be, but because you were trying to survive, going through something, self-medicating, or people-pleasing for them. Doing things you normally wouldn't do or say or whatever. Because you were with them. And you had to go along. When we do that, I've learned this myself, when we do that, we start acting out of character. And it's not all of us. I don't think a lot of people probably understand what I'm talking about. But those of us who are people pleasers, who possibly are on the autism spectrum, who have been through a lot of trauma, you know, that's a trauma response to mold yourself into another person to people please. And you don't even realize you're doing it. If you have done that before, I would suggest that you seek therapy. Because some of that could be dissociating. I'm serious. Trauma responses are real. And that's part of the dissociation experience, is to take on a different persona. Which I know might sound weird to certain people. But I know a lot of you are going to understand what I mean. I wish you didn't, because it's very painful, but I know you will. It doesn't mean you were lying. It means you were surviving, that you don't even realize. It's a subconscious thing. Deep subconscious. Goes back usually to early childhood, especially if we had parents who were very controlling, mean, wouldn't let us be ourselves, always had to control everything we did. People who shouldn't have children, in other words. At least that's what I've been told in therapy. Let me go to Spill Tea Oracle deck real quick. Shocking discovery. A shocking discovery is on the way. You see, they made a shocking discovery about you, and they are going to make more shocking discoveries because they are going to realize that you just weren't yourself then, that they really didn't know you. Maybe you didn't even know you. Again, I know some people aren't going to relate, but I know others definitely will. And some may not relate until they hear this and they're like, oh, that's a thing. Yeah. Yeah. If you have really low self-esteem, a lot of us, look, we go through life people pleasing, molding ourselves into this personality that isn't really even ours because we're just trying to fit in, because we don't realize that our real self is a person worth being. We feel either boring or manipulated by life. We feel like we have to people please, and it gets exhausting. It's exhausting, and you might be exhausted by this. It doesn't mean you're a bad person or a liar or anything. It means it's a trauma response. Dissociation is a big thing, and I think a lot of us do it without realizing it. And it may not be as serious as dissociation. It's just extreme people-pleasing, fawn response. Going along to get along, not even realize we're doing it. Some of us are like little robots. It's just pounded into us from birth. Like I said, especially if you grow up with the wrong parents, and I shouldn't say wrong. You grow up with who you're supposed to grow up with, I believe. You come to this earth to have certain experiences, but some people just shouldn't have children. They just shouldn't have children. And we end up having to people please so much that we lose ourselves until later. Look, for me, I'll be honest, it really didn't stop until I was, in just the past few years when I was able to isolate and not be around a lot of people. And I'm able to isolate even more now. And if you haven't been able to do that, I hope that you will. I hope that you don't have people you have to be around, because even if you have kids, you're married, that can be hard to get away from. This person, they lost a version of you that was maybe not mentally healthy. If especially you were doing substances, or not, maybe not substances, but doing something to numb the pain, something to self-medicate. Certain behaviors, I'm thinking like gambling, making friends with people that you normally wouldn't be friends with. Look, I'm telling you, it's a trauma response, because you may have grown up in a situation where you had parents who wouldn't let you be yourself, who made you go along to get along. They didn't even realize it either. The parents might even doubt you because they, anyway, let's not go there right now. I'm just going to say, this person is learning a lot more about you now, but you may be learning about yourself too. People may be looking at you saying, well, if you were like this, I would have wanted you. Well, you couldn't be like this with them. You couldn't be like this until you got alone by yourself and realized who you are. And I might have just described all of us. A lot of us don't realize how much we're absorbing other people's energy. And it's really all of us. We're magnetic batteries. Our minds are. You're always absorbing energy and processing it, putting it back out there. And if you've always been around people, never really got to spend time alone, especially if you're afraid to spend time alone, because it's like an addiction. Don't know who you are when you're alone. Always have to turn a TV on. Always have to have music on. I'm not saying it's always bad, but some people really can't be alone with their thoughts at all. They have to have some kind of distraction. And if you're one of those people who's always watching TV, or, has to have somebody around, is always bored unless they're talking to someone, I might be talking to you, okay? I just think a lot of people haven't realized it. We don't realize until we get away from people how much we've been absorbing everybody's energy our whole lives and fitting into that energy, having to mold yourself into the person you have to be to survive that room you're in. And you might be a different person in every room, in every environment. Now, to an extent, it's normal. Like, think about customer service. You can't work certain places and be your true self. You have to smile and go along and treat the customer like they're always right. That's just one example. But there's a version of that where people do it more unconsciously, subconsciously, until they get to be alone and get with themselves. And I'm just saying, you have glowed up. You have had a massive confidence boost ever since you got away from them, because you're away from certain behavior patterns. You could not have been this person with them. Anyway. Oh, look, everything is energy. Wasn't I just talking about that? Absorbing energy and putting it back out there. Be love and light. Accept this about yourself. It's okay. Don't let this person trigger you, and don't let them get to you. Don't feel like you have to defend yourself with, well, when I was with you, I only did this because, look, don't worry about it. Don't look back. Don't look back. Just treat each day as a brand new day. Don't worry about this. Unaware of your own power. Overthinking. Smarter than they realize. Intuitive. I feel like all of this confirms what I said. See, now they are overthinking, and you might be overthinking this period of your life as well, but you're very intuitive, and you've always been smarter than they realize. You may have had to pretend to be a dumb person because you had to always let them be smart, or when you were smart, it didn't do anything for you. You just got punished for it somehow, got exploited for it. Unaware of your own power. You see, people have been trying to keep you unaware, but it's time to be aware. Everything is energy. Just be grateful that you're away from this situation, and now you get to be yourself. Embrace that. Don't let anybody ruin that. Get to know you. Okay? Last card. Couple cards. Oh, look, you're a trendsetter and you are unstoppable. See, this speaks to the fact that perhaps before you followed the trends and now you set the trends for yourself and for others, but especially for yourself. Look, you don't have to be a follower. You can be a trendsetter, and you are unstoppable. That's like, look, unaware of your own power. Exactly. You were not yourself with this person. You could not have been. You could not have been yourself with this person. And that's okay. Don't be upset about that. Just know that you don't have to explain yourself, okay? You are unstoppable. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.